So we're in Julietta and we're going to be talking to Jim today about well, it's actually like a road dispute and where the road ends and where his property begins. And the reason why is because there's actually some other families and some other landowners that are involved in this, and it could be landlocked if this isn't decided relatively quick. It's been going on for 3 years now. So we're going to go get some information and find out what's going on. Now, in the event that they were to acquire this and tie it into the road that's over here, then would they, at that point, is there an agreement that they would acquire this now?
No.
Until that, so then why would you do that? You would be maintaining the city connecting road.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Bottom line is this. She is claiming that this road, part of this road,
That this part of the road, that it is a private road, not that it's hers.
or
that
that's
it's
private.
Because if it's private, you have to figure out a way to make it so this person can go on here, but if it's private, and she does have 10 foot of her property is on this corner.
Uh-huh.
She said she won't sell that or give easement. I have to move
You have to
This-
do it on your side.
all this road that has a 12-foot bank.
Yep.
I have to move it over.
And therein lies the problem. That's why she said, I don't care if he does it on his property, but your property is a damn cliff that goes.
Right. So with that turnaround that we already have done, it was 100 loads of dirt.
Woo!
The people that are looking to buy this are on the end of my house.
Okay.
They're right here.
And then the only thing you have to do now is validate Kathy, is that her name? Her property line and where the road turns.
Her line has already been validated and adjusted.
And it's already on record.
Yes, by the judge.
I say do whatever you want to do and let them sue you, because you turn around and own their property too. Yeah, if it'd be their burden of proof.
So one of the reasons this has been a problem, and I've told them it is a public road. My grandma that lived here,
Yep.
when she sold these pieces of property, she had it all surveyed. When it was surveyed, they all knew that they had to have an easement. To make an easement to be able to sell it to them, it had to go to a public road. Their easement starts right here. This house starts at this line and this corner of the road. This one starts here and this one starts here. And every one of them, my surveyor, when he surveyed it, he went right to here. Every one of them went right to the cattle guard. The only reason an easement would stop right here is because this was a public road.
Because it was a public road.
If that was not a public road, this easement would have gone all the way to here.
I think you're just being bullied.
The other part of this whole deal is this piece of property was sold by her mom and dad.
Without an easement attachment to a.
They have an easement. Their easement comes up, and their easement starts at her line, her mom and dad's line.
So even her own easement to this other property starts here at the cattle guard.
Yes.
On the opposite side.
If it is right here, their easement doesn't go on the public road.
No, it doesn't. It drops off. Now, was the road ever this way more?
No,
Has it migrated up the hill?
The road is exactly where it is.
Okay.
But since they don't have an easement onto this road,
They never should have
then
been able
it
to.
had to be a public road.
Yep.
Because you build an easement up to
A public
road. Riverview Drive, which is their road, stops right here, and this is where the beginning of Old Main Street is. My driveway comes to Old Main Street, which is my address is Old Main Street. Her address is Old Main Street, and this address is Old Main Street.
Yep. And these guys are
Riverview
Drive.
From the surveyor's standpoint, and he had 17 reasons why that it should be public road, they don't have one reason that it's not a public road.
A big question I have is, what would you guys do in this situation? If this was your land or your property and you were trying to sell it, if somebody was fighting you on where a public road was versus a private easement, and you found this many proofs or facts to back you up, and you're being bullied into not doing anything, what would you do? I know what I would do. I would go ahead and I would have sold your land and done what you wanted to. I don't know. I just
So the reason that I have not sold the property is because I felt that there might be a gray area, and if there's a gray area, I could not do right by selling it.
I commend you for wanting to make sure there's no gray area. But 17-0 says there's no gray area.
You're right.
I-
But when an attorney told me that I was gonna go to jail, it made me think extra.
I would have been like, how? How are you going to how are you going to send me to jail on a criminal charge for doing a civil action?
So, yes, if you would have sold that without the city's okay, you could have gone to jail. But I don't know what that law is.
That is absolute. It may be a law, but here, like, you can't ride a giraffe down the middle of the Boise River.
Not very good, huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's a law too. But
Well, there's also a law that says if you steal a horse in Idaho, you'll get hung.
yeah, yep. There's also one that says you get out of jail, you get like $1 and a horse or a bullet. I think is something like that. Yeah, so you get a couple different things. Yep. Stay tuned. Let's find out what law and justice really is. So something else that everybody needs to understand is Jim is letting the people that want to buy the property, that 3 acres that's in question, on his property. He's not in it for the money. He doesn't charge them rent. He doesn't charge them utilities. He doesn't make them pay for anything. He's literally saying, hey, look, I promised you this property. You can buy it. They sold their property. They have nowhere to go. They sold their property hoping to buy this property, and the city has been stopping it. So 3 years. It's going into the 4th year now. So this is almost 4 years. So for those of you that say that Jim is out for the money, he's not. He's being kind enough to let them stay on his property for years for free. So keep that in mind too.